Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Muppin Sewing Emporium. It is Friday, and that means it is time for our Friday night video. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are doing wonderfully well. My good friends, I am here live to you through the power of the internet on a beautiful, somewhat warm Paducah, Kentucky evening. And we are live to you through Paducah, Kentucky. Beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky. I hope you're doing well. I am, I've been busy all week long. Yes. So tonight, we have lots of things going on. And I wanted to bring on some products that you may not know that we have in stock. We also are preparing our 2024 calendar, and I'm very excited about some of the places that we will be teaching this year. I am very excited about some of the classes we'll be teaching. And some of the online courses that we're developing for next year. Very excited about that. We are also, I am in the process of writing our next book, which is very exciting. I'm so excited. So yes, lots going on here in Paducah. Now, there is a code for our tonight. I just have to make sure I put it into the system here. Yeah, so let's talk about it. It is 30% off. You heard me. 30% off. Crazy, I know. So tonight we're doing this like crazy 30% off our website plus free shipping in the United States. So that's just, it's crazy. And it's the holidays, which is part of it. Also, we have just a lot of things that need to move before our annual inventory. So, as you know, businesses like mine, we have to do an annual inventory. And when we do that annual inventory, whatever's still on the shelves, we have to put on our taxes. So that is why we're in a massive sell down. And can I just say, this is the perfect time to get these big bundles at an incredible price. So we've got tons and tons of beautiful bundles like this that are just waiting for you in our shop online. And I do have something that I do want to show you tonight that you may not have thought of it this way, but I think of it this way, and I am just very excited about this. And we've got two of these in stock, and I really want to let you know that we have this. So, all right, let me get the. Of course, it's all fun and games until this little like technology doodad stops. All right, so let's talk about this. So this, my friends, is yeah. There we go. Come on. Work with me. It's gonna have a moment. All right, so I will move it. I'll move it closer to the camera so that y'all can see this. This is an Eversewn sewing starter kit. And you're probably like, Cheryl, I do not need a starter kit. I am an experienced sewist. I do not need a kit like this. Well, here's what I want to show you, and here's why. First of all, everything comes in this incredible little box, okay? As you can see, you've got all the things that you're going to see inside here, which is why I love this box so much, okay? In this box, we have a pair of scissors. Jerry says, I totally need a kit like that because I can't do that kind of stuff. Well, you need this because this is the big kahuna, as the kids like to say. So you get this beautiful set of shears, and you get clips, you get a rotary cutter. This is the stuff that I am excited about, like the magnetic pin cushion with the little case in the bottom, plus additional pins. You get, I have like so much. And this is 30% off, my friends. Okay, so you get the Eversewn thread snips, seam ripper, always needed, sewing gauge. Again, if you're doing fashion, this is really helpful, but also the handy dandy tape measure. Okay. Then you've got safety pins, which these remind me of like old school diaper pins, but here's why I like these. These are very good. Gwen is here. Welcome. These are great for quilting because you'll be able to see them and you can quilt around them. And I just love the cool retro vibe of them anyway. So there you go. You get a water erasable pen and a heat erasable pen in here. And this is the best part. Okay. Like if all this other stuff wasn't awesome, this is even more awesome. So you get a ruler size, which I have to say, I think this is my favorite ruler size of all, the 6x12. So not only do you get the 6x12 ruler, but you get a cutting mat, and you get this cutting mat that folds out. Let's pull this little bad boy out. Charlotte, I have a young friend from church who wants to learn how to sew. This is the package, my friends, right here. It is a folding cutting mat, which means, okay, it's 12x16. So this is the perfect, like, little kit for anyone who doesn't have a lot of room. And then here's what you get to do. You just fold this bad boy back up, okay? And you put it in here. You put your ruler back in, and all of your little sewing tools, everything goes back in here. Your snips, your pin cushion, your safety pins, your clips, and then amazing shears. Okay, so all of this goes into this box, and you put it here, and it is put away. For those of you with not a lot of room, this is perfect. But I have often said This is a retreat in a box. Like everything you need for your sewing retreat, other than your thread, your fabric, and your machine, is right here. So no more running around all through your quilt stuff to try to gather up something, and you always forget something, right? So this is your retreat box. You just grab this box, load up your machine, take your thread and your projects, and go. And so this sewing starter kit is something that we've had these in the shop. They've been here. But tonight with this, okay, I'm just saying this code is good all weekend. Charlotte, you can come into the store. It's good all weekend. So this is Eversewn. It is a brand that is owned by Bernina. So you're gonna know that this is high quality stuff. Okay. Some people will pay. Now, normally it's $79.99, but tonight it's 30% off. And some people will pay that much just for the scissors in here. So the scissors, the rotary cutter, the mat, the tools, all of this stuff. This is the deal. And if you do any retreats, this is your retreat in a box. Everything you need for sewing retreat right here. Can't miss it. It's amazing, right? So I love Eversewn too. Eversewn's a great brand. They do make machines, and we have given away an Eversewn sewing machine in the shop before. So I'm just telling you that if you are like, this is the weekend, right? To get that or things like this, okay? Your Tula Pink Besties. I mean, this Tula Pink Besties, which is normally $90, you're looking at being able to save like $21 off of the price of this. So it's a great deal, and it's a great time. So the other thing, let me try to wrangle this camera. The camera is being fussy today. You just might. My Saturday visitor. Charlotte does come visit me on Saturdays. So this is just to show you our rainbow hardware. I realized today that our rainbow hardware sets do not have a picture on our website, which is really silly. So that's all my fault. So this is what the rainbow hardware is. This is all what comes in it. These are 1-inch size D-rings. So you have the D-rings that come for on the sides. You have the lobster claw. You get 2 of these, the lobster claw clips that you can clip onto the bag. You have also the rainbow zipper and the 2 rainbow zipper pulls. Now this is full of, surprise, it's full of bubble wrap, but this rainbow hardware set is great for any kind of bag project that you need to do anything with. Now, also with this, here's another thing you can do. Because the zippers are separate from the zipper heads are separate from the zipper, what you can do is you get nearly a yard of the zipper tape. So you'll be able to make at least 2 bags that could have just this one edge and one zipper head, right? So let's say you want to make like a clutch or something like that. You'll have enough in the hardware to make 2 clutches. If you want to make one purse like this, with you have a nice long zipper, you have the hardware here, and then all you need to do is to construct the bag. I just love how fun this like rainbow patina on that is. It's just really cool. So the rainbow hardware, which we do not have a photo of online, and I was kicking myself earlier today. I was like, you gotta be kidding. How do we not have a photo of this? No wonder y'all are not buying it. We sell quite a few of these in the shop. I think I've restocked it at least 4 times. But yeah, so you've got, zipper heads and all this stuff here. Rainbow hardware, $12.99. So $12.99 for the rainbow bag hardware. Another thing that, and I was telling Charlie this earlier, there was a point at which we were buying, we were getting all of this Tula stuff, right? And I mean, this is Besties. This is all of the pet stuff. You've got the turtles, you've got bunnies, you've got fish. There's the fish. You've got hamsters, and then you've got the dogs and the cats. They're all in this bundle. And we sold a lot of our bolt goods in previous collection as fat quarters. So that's what we ordered specifically for Besties. And so if you are looking for Besties, we have it in these fat quarter bundles. But we still have these last 2. These are our last 2 of the collection of Nightshade Deja Vu. So here's the Nightshade Deja Vu in the purse, and this fat quarter bundle. Andy is asking, do I still have Tula fabric for Christmas trees? I think we are out of the green. We do have, and we're out of the teal for sure. But we do have blue, and I believe we have purple, and we have hot pink and regular pink. So Andy, let me know what fat quarters you're looking for, and I will hook a girl up. Okay, so no worries, I got you. I will throw some stuff online. Okay, so here's the 2. These are our last 2. And so this is the full collection minus the giant cameos. Okay, so the giant cameos are gone. But this has everything but the giant cameo. And so there were, I think, 8 fabrics in the line, including the giant cameos, which were impossible to cut into fat quarters, right? Because you'd cut through half a face. It was just not possible to do those cameos in the fat quarter bundles. But we do have, and what she did do were mini cameos. And we do have fat quarters of the mini cameos in these bundles. The yardage for most of this is already gone. I think we have I know we're out of the spider blossom, and I know that we just sold out of, I know we're sold out of the mini cameos. So like, and this raven purple, I think we're out of. Lots of these are now hard to find. We still have 2 bundles of the fat quarters. So again, 30% off. And then we have like, the notions, the doodads, right? We have your mini spool huggers. We have spool huggers. We have the mini snips. These are a perennial seller. Like these are some of the best little scissors we have. Yay! I'm so excited. Okay. And then of course, where would we be if we didn't have these needles, right? Like honestly, still to this day, these are our bestseller, the needles. Charlie and I just restocked again. We had somebody place an order for 12 sets, and I thought that was awesome, but also like, whoa. And now, yes, Andy, I agree. There's honestly, I feel like it's one of the best things I ever did. Were the needles. These are the best needles ever. They really are. Yes, and the snips too. The snips are amazing. They're really good too. I mean, honestly. I also like, I have a pair of these everywhere. Gwen, yes. I will say they are the most versatile needles. I don't know why this camera is like freaking out. It does not know what to do. But the needles are by far one of our best sellers for the past couple of years, even. I think if I did a report right now out of our system, it would tell me that the needles were by far one of the best sellers like ever, which is awesome. And it's because it was like my pandemic passion project, right? That was what I think. My entire Dear Jane has been made with these, no hand fatigue. That is, whoo, girl, entire Dear Jane made with these needles. Yeah, Charlotte, I know you are a big fan of the needles as well. So yes, it really, I am not kidding. Like, you guys are my best testimonial here. They really, and this is part of the reason why I designed the needle the way I did. And a lot of people, they want to say, there's some people who are like, they're too long. And I know that if you're using like an 80 weight thread, like, which is like the real super thin stuff, then you're gonna have that problem. But this is the reason that I did this, and it's because when I had a finger injury right here, and it was because I was using a tiny little needle, and I would, as you can see, my thumbs, they hyperextend. So I was creating this little like platform here, and I had been taught to sew like this. Okay. with the pinky up in the air and everything. And what my doctor, who, after having this repetitive motion injury here, injure this part of my finger, what he said was eventually I was going to have that similar pain down here. And what that is because I'm pulling on the needle. So you would put your thread into your fabric here, and I'll bring a piece of fabric over to show you. Okay, so when you insert your needle into your fabric and you go to what you do is you do that insert, and then you go to pull, right? And you pull with these two fingers, and you're putting all this pressure here, here, here. And as soon as I did it, I mean, the guy's face was like this. He was mortified. He was mortified. He was so upset. He was like, you can't sew like that. And I was like, but that's how I sew, right? With my pinky up in the air and everything, right? So what he did was he was like, you have to bring all of these fingers in. Okay, because all of those fingers are going to help you with no fatigue. And then what you do is you use more fingers. And I was using those little tiny betweens. They were teeny tiny because I was told that you needed that tiny little needle. And so no, what you need is more control. You need more control by having your fingers, swing them in, okay, and then use this finger, your middle finger, to help, okay? Because not only now you have this two fingers doing the work, but also look what my thumb no longer does, right? When I was sewing before, I was making this little platform and I was pushing. You're pushing here on your hand. Nope. You get those two fingers, and now look what happens to my thumb. My thumb curls in instead of curling back. So it's creating less hand fatigue. And the other thing is you can stack those stitches on that needle. You can get lots of stitches on the needle this way. And I don't know if I could ever quilt as tiny as how this person quilted. Okay, but you can try. You can get closer to it than you can if you were doing it the other way. And honestly, yeah, this is truly, to me, like one of the best things we've ever come up with. But it's because I now have more fingers pushing, and because I can get more fingers to help me pull. So that really does make a difference. So needles, they're awesome. They're our bestseller. They're 30% off. So everything's 30% off and free shipping. So if you can't come to the store like Charlotte does, you are able to come and get and feel like you're shopping in store. And we now have some really pretty wooden needle cases. These are really quite fancy. I feel like, extra fancy when my needles are in a pretty case. This goes into my sewing bag and my sewing box. These definitely, if I'm traveling and I'm putting stuff together in a sewing box, no more trying to detangle all my threads. I don't need one for every spool, just the ones that I'm working with in the sewing box. The ones I'm currently working on, and they work on all the different kinds of spools, which is great. So you don't have to necessarily have, because they stretch to fit, which is great. I don't know if they'll fit on a cone. I'm pretty sure they will get partially around it. I don't know if it'll stay on it. I don't have a cone nearby to try that with. So there's that. So I'm pretty excited that again, some of our best sellers, we've got Besties, part of the sale, 30% off. We've got these really cool, again, these bundles. But man, the other day, Charlie and I he was like, you used to sell a bunch of these, we called them retreat in a box. And I said, yeah, we used to sell a bunch of those retreat in a box. We have these two for what I feel is forever now. But they are the sewing kits. I mean, they're $79.99, but again, you're getting that huge discount. But look at all the stuff it comes with. I mean, and it comes with the rotary cutter and the scissors and the mats and everything. And just that alone is worth the price of admission. Plus you get all these other notions. So, this is a cool kit because, once again, you don't have to look for anything. It's all right there. And one of the things that whenever I would go on retreat, this was my problem, is I would do the retreat and then I was running around the night before looking for every single thing that's already in this box. So Charlotte I always stuff my own stocking. I need me a pretty needle case and maybe another package of thread hug. Yeah, the spool huggers. Yes, that's a good one too. Yeah, the spool huggers are they're a new item for us this year. So I'm pretty happy with them. And so yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week. I feel like we've had a lot of meetings this week. We've had a lot of meetings with the city. We've been meeting with the Visitors Bureau, the Paducah Visitors Bureau. We've been doing a lot of work for that. We have heard officially that we'll be teaching 3 classes for AQS for Quilt Week. And we're going to be teaching also 3 separate classes at the Quilt Museum. And I am just waiting on their official calendar to come out after the first of the year. And I'm excited because we're going to be teaching machine quilting. We're going to be teaching pleats, and I think our new class, which is What Incarnation, which everybody's been asking for. I'm very excited about that. That's one of my favorite new classes. We are full steam ahead. And we are coming up on our visit from Maximus, our kid. He's 12, so now he's allowed to fly unassisted, which is kind of exciting. So Valerie, yes it does. Come on in. I would love to see you. Yes. And yes, I am going to be busy. And I did also officially hear from the Pigeon Forge Quilt Show in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So I will be returning to their quilt show. I think the last time I taught there was 2019. I know it was before the pandemic. And so that is exciting to be returning to the Pigeon Forge Quilt Show. It's called a Mountain Quilt Fest, and it's a really neat quilt show that's put on by the city of Pigeon Forge. Now, if you've never been to Pigeon Forge, you need to at least go once. Of course, it's in the Smoky Mountains, which is beautiful. And it's also in a so Pigeon Forge, they call it, what do they call it? Like the Midwest? No, the Las Vegas of the Midwest. I don't know if I believe that. But it is a very much kind of tourist town, and it's neat. Dollywood is not far away. The Smoky Mountain National Park is not far away. And the city of Pigeon Forge is really pretty. So, I love going there. I taught there last in 2019. I think that was their 25th year, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, they've been doing that show for a really long time. And I was really so excited to be part of that show. This year, they have selected 1, 2, 3, 4, like 8 different classes from me. So I'll be teaching my little heart out at that show. And if I'm not mistaken, it's in June. I'm pretty sure it's in June. And then in May, I'm the featured speaker at a quilt event in the Chicago area. And then I think March, I'm I'm a featured speaker at a Quilt Guild's show here in Kentucky. I think it's near Lexington. So, oh my gosh. it's it's we're kind of getting back to where things were kind of, when 2019, I had traveled the most I had ever traveled. And this means like even before, when I worked in the comic book industry, and I traveled tens of thousands of miles a year. And in 2019, I traveled 53,000 miles for quilt events and quilt shows and various things. And that all, of course, came to a screeching halt in the pandemic. And it's like just now where we're starting to get back out and like hear that we're doing it. Yes, Jerry, like finally the gates have opened, and so we're like back on the road. We do have, the quilt show here in Paducah that we're also gearing up for. It's in April. I feel like it's right around the corner. And we've just formed a committee with the city. So say that 10 times fast, a committee with the city. And the committee with the city is to plan the city's events for Quilt Week. And so that's going to be a whole thing too. We really want to put out the red carpet for all of the quilters coming to Paducah for Quilt Week. But also we have a lot of plans for Paducah all year round, because we have quilting in the city all year round. And we are also going to be launching for the first time. This is all stuff we've been planning, and it's just like, uh, but we are planning a quilt walking tour of Paducah. And that is something that we will be offering to people who are coming to the city. And part of that is we get about 60, I want to say about 60 some odd river boats that come through to Paducah every year. And the riverboat tourism is all like cruise lines. And this year, Paducah gets 4 Viking River cruise ships, boats. Sorry, they're boats. On a river, they're boats. On a sea, they're ships. So we're getting 4 Viking River tours this year. And we are like, the city is so excited. We're like over the moon. We want that riverboat tourism here. And we, as you would expect, we want to do things for the quilters who might be on those riverboats. Obviously, the museum's always here, but we want to have the ability for quilters who don't come for the quilt show and don't come for that time period to have something quilty to do outside of the quilt week. So I don't know. It's we've been making a lot of plans. I tried to get the local walking tour group. So there's a group that does like history tours and a ghost tour and things like that. And I said, hey, I would love for you guys to offer a walking quilt tour. And they are just not getting back to me. So I know all of the places and they're in a really comfortable walking distance for all kinds of folks who would want to come for that. So we're planning on making a quilt walking tour available. So that's exciting. And then so we've been working with the convention center and visitors bureau, and that's been a lot of fun. We have the best advocate for us out there, and she does such a great job of advocating and like getting Paducah as a recognized tourist spot. So I just think it's really cool. We're having a really great bunch of meetings this week, so that part was really good. I got to meet the mayor of Paducah finally. I know that doesn't seem like big news, but it was big news to me. I got to meet the Paducah mayor. So yeah, that was also this week. So I gotta tell you, we're doing our little best here. And so of course, as part of that, you guys can get 30% off with our sale quote, our 30% off everything plus free shipping in the US. That's I know, Mary, it's like really cool. I met the mayor. I mean, it's silly, but it it's pretty neat. So like I said, we've got so much cool fabric. I am gonna try to get a picture on the listing for the rainbow bag hardware, but that's what it looks like in case you were interested in it. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it, and it looks really great on your project when you're done. You can just see. And then we've got all this, like this is the last of that Tula stuff. Can I do quilt blocks from every shop on the walking tour and make a quilt for the mayor? Why? So what's really cool, Marcia, is this is, again, just keep adding more and more hats. We are doing a passport for the downtown zone businesses. So down here in downtown, so we're like a historic main street, and we are on the National Historic Register. Our building is also part of that National Historic Register landmark. we have the whole downtown zone, and the main street is on both Kentucky and America, the USA Main Street program. So we are a very well-known and accredited national main street. And our Main Street program, we are developing a quilt pattern passport that you will be able to go to the CVB, get the passport, and then visit all of the 12 shops in the passport to get the blocks for the pattern, so that you can make the quilts of the quilt of Paducah. The Paducah passport quilt is what we've been calling it. So I've been designing my little heart out with that, and I have to say, we are Paducah is surrounded by 4 rivers. And so we get this, we have like we are actually at the confluence of 2 rivers where the Tennessee and the Ohio come together. And then we actually are surrounded by 4 rivers. And so what we do is we are designing that quilt with that in mind, the 4 rivers. And yeah, it's a lot. So, our shop will have a block that's specific to our shop, and then the other 11 shops that are part of it, and there are 1, 2, 3. There's at least 5 of us that are fabric and quilty type shops. 6 if you count the museum, and then the other 6 businesses are other retail shops in town, in the downtown zone, that are participating. And some of them have more just of an art slant, and some of them have their full on so like one of them is Curiosities. So Curiosities is like an antique shop, but he has a lot of vintage linens and vintage sewing items. And so like we have like that kind of stuff covered. So each of us will have a block, and then there will be this setting and everything that you get with the passport. So I'm just really excited about that. We're trying to keep people who might want to so that they can visit all of our shops in the downtown zone. And it's hard because people who might not so we get that not everybody's a quilter, right? But so Paducah is also known for, Kentucky is known for bourbon. And so there's we have restaurants in town that all have all sorts of like custom bourbons, and there's like bar crawls, and then there's of course our culinary angle, which we have the Freight House with Sarah Bradley, who has won Top Chef, I think once, and came in second on the All Stars. And then she just recently won Chopped. So she's this big like Food Network star. Her restaurant is here in Paducah. So we get people who don't know that Paducah's this little gem of a town. And we want people to know. So so it is Quilt City, USA, though. And my goal is to make sure that you do not go wanting for quilt things to do or things like that. So like I said, I'm excited to get this up and running, and we've got a lot. Yes, Stella's Downtown has a quilter signature cocktail, and we just went there. My little quilt art group and we went to Stella's for lunch the other day, and so the food is so good. So if you get a chance, you got to go to Stella's. Stella's is not the Freight House, and we have Doe's Eat Place, and we have Max's Brick Oven, and we have like so many good restaurants downtown here, and they're all independently owned, which is, like that's the whole cool thing about downtown is we're all these independently owned businesses that are out here trying to like make our living, and just fun. So anyway, my friends, that's what I have for you. I am off to head over to Whatnot, and I have to say, I have changed a little bit of my tactics with Whatnot, and I am no longer trying to sell the stuff from the shop over at Whatnot, but I have decided to use it as a personal de-stash. As you know, when I moved here to Paducah, I came here with two 26-foot trucks. One was the house. The other one was my sewing room and the business. And we are now in the process of moving out of the storage unit that we are in, and that fabric has to go somewhere. And guess where it's going to go? It's going to Whatnot. So if you would like to shop my personal de-stash, come on over to Whatnot. So it's whatnot.com, and we are /muppin.com. And tonight I'm actually de-stashing some of my cherry wood fabric. So come on over and enjoy. My friends, I'm going to run. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see all of you next Friday. And very soon here, I'm sure we will have a video visit from Mr. Max, which I am very excited about. So my friends, take care, enjoy yourselves, and I will see all of you next week. Don't forget